Yo, what up, folks? It's your boy Sports PSP in the building. Hope everyone's enjoying a fantastic Wednesday. Folks, breaking news. Sam Darnold, the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, who is now on his third team in the NFL, will be the backup quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, which means Trey Lance, who the San Francisco 49ers not only drafted with the number 3 pick, but traded up in the draft to take him with the number 3 overall pick, will be the backup. So what are my thoughts that Trey Lance is the number 3 quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers? This is a huge indictment on Trey Lance and the San Francisco 49ers. It's a huge indictment on Trey Lance to be the third string quarterback is because A, he hasn't done enough in terms of on the field, or hell, even in practice, training camp, or preseason in order for Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers organization to say he's our starter, or hell, even the backup. Sam Darnold, who's now in his third team in the NFL. He's been on 3 teams and now entering year 6 in his career. It's fair to say Sam Darnold at this point is a bust. And speaking of bust, if we're going to say Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold is a bust, is it fair to say at this point in time, Trey Lance is a bust? Because you look at Trey Lance right now. Of course, going back to that 2021 NFL draft, the 49ers at the time, they had the number 12 overall pick, and they moved up to the number 3 overall pick to draft Trey Lance. Now, we all knew Trevor Lawrence was the consensus choice to be the number 1 overall pick. After all, many draft experts said he was the best prospect since Andrew Luck. Now, the New York Jets with the number 2 overall pick, they made a mistake by drafting Zach Wilson after 2 years, which is why the New York Jets were able to acquire Aaron Rodgers in a trade. But with the 49ers with the 3rd overall pick, they decided to draft Trey Lance. There were other options for the San Francisco 49ers, such as Mac Jones and Justin Fields. If you wanted someone with upside and potential, why not Justin Fields? Why not put him with the San Francisco 49ers organization with Kyle Shanahan? Or why not put Mac Jones in? Mac Jones would have been an ideal fit for Kyle Shanahan with the West Coast offense, the play action. He would have been an ideal fit for Kyle Shanahan's offense, Mac Jones. And even though Mac Jones hasn't panned out that well in New England, I believe it's in large part because of Bill Belichick. Because since in the aftermath of Tom Brady's departure, what has been Bill Belichick? What has he been so far? And of course, let's not forget the job he did last year by bringing in Matt Patricia, a former defensive coordinator, as an offensive coordinator. That was a huge mistake, which is why year 3, I believe Mac Jones will be better because of Bill O'Brien. Going back to their relationship in Alabama, Bill O'Brien is now the new offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. But when I look at Trey Lance, he's not even the starter, not even the backup, and he's the number 3rd quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. That is a huge indictment on him because he hasn't done enough. Now, last year, he only started 2 games and he was hurt. So I get it. Injuries do play a factor. You can't put that necessarily on him. But why is it that Sam Darnold is the number 2 quarterback? Perhaps they are not pleased with Trey Lance's projection. Perhaps Trey Lance hasn't done enough in practice, training camp, or in preseason in order for Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers to say, yeah, this is the guy for us. I think it's fair to say Trey Lance at this point is a bust. So, I think after this season, the San Francisco 49ers should trade Trey Lance. That's right, trade Trey Lance. You're not going to get much in return for Trey Lance. You're not going to get a 1st round pick. You're not going to get a 2nd round pick. Maybe a 5th or 6th round pick at best to get something in return for Trey Lance. And where is the ideal landing spot for Trey Lance? What place can you possibly think of that he can go to? The Titans? Maybe the Vikings? Because they're probably done with Kirk Cousins. Which is the best landing spot for Trey Lance? I don't know, but it is clear to say at this point, Trey Lance's future in the NFL is in major jeopardy unless he is traded and goes elsewhere and where he could be available and produce. So those are my thoughts, folks. The fact that Trey Lance is now the number 3 quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers tells me Trey Lance's career is in jeopardy. We knew that Brock Purdy was going to be the starter considering the job that he did last season for the San Francisco 49ers, taking them to the NFC Championship. We knew Trey Lance once he was drafted with the number 3 overall pick in his rookie year. It was either him or Jimmy Garoppolo, and the 49ers seemed comfortable with Jimmy Garoppolo because of his familiarity with Kyle Shanahan and the offense. After year 1, we thought it was going to be Trey's job to lose. And after 2 starts, Trey got hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo came in. We also saw Jimmy Garoppolo end up getting hurt. Brock Purdy came in and played well enough for the 49ers to get to the NFC Championship game. But Trey Lance, man, it looks bad. It looks really, really bad for him at this point. Is it fair to say he's a bust? Because you look at the quarterbacks in that draft class, and is it even fair to say, I know this may sound ridiculous, but is it fair to say that Zach Wilson may be better than Trey Lance? Even though you look at Zach Wilson, and yes, Zach Wilson is a bust, but Zach Wilson at least has played more games and been more available than Trey Lance. It doesn't look good for Trey Lance at this point, folks. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, folks, please leave your comments in the comment section below. Where do you think the 49ers should trade Trey Lance? Where should he be traded? And on top of that, do you think he is a bust? Please leave your comments in the comment section below. It's your boy Sports PSP. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless.